Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the monthly update for the Auburn University RFID Lab. I am Justin Patton, the director of the lab. Few updates for you in the last few months. Today, we're going to start with aerospace and aviation. We've been hinting at this for a while. We're getting real close to the finish line. The test rig, the test platform that we're putting in the lab right now, this thing keeps growing. Right now, we're looking at about a 4-meter diameter fuselage. It's about 10 to 15 meters long. This thing is configurable. We're putting a deck on there. We can pull the insides out. We can put a platform in there. We can configure it for a commercial aircraft with cargo underneath. We can also pull it all out and configure it for a cargo aircraft. And we're also looking at configurations for the International Space Station, Gateway, future space vehicles, so on and so forth. The idea is finding ways to take the same RFID technology and apply it across several different aviation industries. And we're really leaning heavily on low touch, no touch, especially when it comes to commercial aviation in the future. A lot of stuff's going to happen. This thing is a monster. We're in the design phases right now on that. Expect to see hopefully some physical designs in the build out starting very soon. So I'm very excited about that. Newest addition to the lab. This is going to be huge. I think it's going to really open up a whole new chapter for the lab in terms of the physical testing capabilities that we have in there. Second thing is more on a fun note. This past weekend, we helped work the first Auburn home football game. So what we were doing is putting RFID tags on the sideline passes. We're doing that to help verify who is the holder of the pass, and then also whether or not they have passed their COVID test. As we know, for all of the SEC sports games, everyone down there on the field is required to have passed a recent COVID test, and we're helping to validate that remotely for everyone that comes in off that field, make sure no one gets on that field or gets in the bubble with the players and the coaches that has not been properly tested. We did it last weekend. We have 4 people out there with handhelds, worked outstanding. There's a few little things that we want to change going forward to make it a little smoother and a little faster and better. So it's pretty awesome being in a football stadium that no one thought we were going to do this year. So it's good. More of those to come. The students are very happy. It was good. It was a good, almost like a mini vacation of RFID. Next thing I want to talk about is DoseID. This is great. You might have seen the press release come out in the last few weeks. DoseID is an industry consortium that we've joined that's focusing on the pharmaceutical industry. There's been a lot of growth with RFID and pharmaceuticals in the past 2 years especially. We finally hitting that critical mass. We have enough hospitals, pharmacies, and end users where they're ready to kind of join together and form an industry consortium that's going to focus on how we're going to share data, standards for how we're going to tag items. What we're doing at the university is we're helping support that program through the ARC program. So we're focusing very heavily on all of the different types of vials and bottles and containers and blister packs and so on and so forth that pharmaceutical medicine may go in. How do we put RFID tags on all of those things so that they perform consistently? The ARC program has been around for a long time. It adapts to that program fairly easily. So it's going pretty well so far. So more on that to come. I'm very excited to open up that whole new front of pharmaceuticals with respect to the lab. On the retail front, we've had a lot going on. I've done a few different DC visits. Really, we've been saying this for a while now, where we've been trying to focus on upstream supply chain and doing a validation of shipped items from brand to retailer. One of the things I was a little surprised by is the amount of data that we're getting from the factories. This is outstanding, but we're seeing some extremely solid data coming directly from factories overseas in Central America and in Asia, where we're seeing item level RFID tags associated with the case codes on those items. That's awesome. We're also seeing some supplier DCs in the US that are pretty much at full capacity from source tagging with RFID tags. And we're really getting deep into how we're changing our auditing and validation processes on several of those different brands. This is something we've been hoping for. We expected that it would be more of kind of push down from the retailers to the brands back to the factories. We weren't expecting it for it to bubble up from the factories so quickly. Anyway, I've been to several different DC visits. It is going very well. I think it's going to be a really good year in 2021. And then finally on that front is retail itself. A lot of expansions, a lot of feasibility testing. We've talked about this the last few updates. We talked about it at the board meeting. You see it in your local stores every day. BOPUS and ship from store, buy online, pick up store, ship from store, those are not going away. The numbers are still exceedingly high for all the retailers. Inventory accuracy has reached a critical point. They cannot support, those programs from shopping their stores and from shipping from stores. And they cannot support customer visibility of their store inventory using their old processes of barcode and manual counts. So we're seeing a lot of stuff outside apparel happen as well, in grocery and in some other hard lines. Awesome. It's been a good, couple of months. Lots and lots and lots of new projects on retail. So hopefully some of those are going to start coming out in the spring, especially for public view, moving out of feasibility and moving forward. But surprisingly, this has been a fairly busy year when we all thought it was going to be kind of slow. So all good stuff. Thank you very much. See some of you here in a couple weeks, and I look forward to more updates next month. Thank you.